everyone's had a good day so far. Sorry, I'm just getting the last few things sorted out. Music should start any moment. It doesn't help, I've got the two cats on my lap today. So, movement has been very slow. I was also being naughty and tried to complete a quest in Star Rail, which I did complete it, but it pushed me right up to the time. I was also watching some gameplay of the new Elden Ring DLC, because one of the content creators I follow for entertainment has finally played it, and I'm like, cool, I get to at least view what the expansion has to offer. And the fact that there was two poison swamps, one with Scarlet Rot, just tickles my funny bone of the jokes that Miyazaki has a desire to have a poison swamp in every single game to ruin everyone's experiences. It's just very funny to me. They'll never not be funny. Okay. Sorry, still setting up a little bit of stuff in the bag, so we're dealing with a little lag. There we go. Okay. Things should be good now. Whoa. It is a chilly day today. Alrighty. So, we're gonna keep going with the idea that we've been working on for the last while, this enemy manager constructor. And trying to see the best way possible to manage this. Oh, apologies. I'm a lot better this morning, but I am still very cat. The nightmare of having two cats on your lap. It's great, but it's also a nightmare. Don't you fucking sneeze on my goddamn microphone, cat. Alright. I said not to. No. Better. Not having snot dripping. Alright. So I want to stress, by the way, this is a system that I do not expect to be done in like a space of a week or two. Because of just how complex it is going to be and how much reworking needs to be finished before this is even feasibly doable. This is going to take a long time. The fact that I cannot run this as is, because if I tried to run this as is, it would just crash constantly. And that's the big issue. So, what did we discover yesterday when we were working? We discovered we needed to add set wave systems to spawn them better. So we need to be able to either lock the spawning when we want to multi-spawn, or not, potentially. We want to have some waves that do, some waves that don't. Again, the mechanics of that sort of stuff is some of the, like, we want to probably play around with a few things. So let's get back to just working on the scoring, shall we? So we wanted to also, something that was discussed is we probably want to have the player score hold. So we talked about this before, is what we'll probably have is we'll have the player score get pushed into a player hold, so we can also compare it against where we were at. Yeah, like, I think that's easy enough to explain. Having 3 comparison points. I'm still not sure about some of these get functions because I don't know how structs work with some of this stuff sometimes. I might need to do a little bit of look. I like looking into it. Because hopefully we don't actually need to do these get functions and we could just reference the value, but it'd probably still be good to have the get functions in a sense. Right, player score calc. And then score expected calculator. Player score compare. This needs to be changed from player score compare to player score compare expect. And then we need to have player score compare hold. Which is kind of like this one, except easier, because it will be that. Hold. Now, also, I believe one thing I've been screwing up is I do actually need to put the things here, because these are functions, to call them correctly. So I'm just going to start doing that now, before I forget, potentially. Forgetting is very easy with these sorts of things. So again, we'll just run this all by expected value for the moment. Though that's probably going to have to change. Gonna add the little live tag to that, just because this is technically not the get function, this is the getting the values for it function. So in a sense, it's a setting value, but it's getting the value of the average life, or like the base value. Actually, that's a good point. How about um okay, let's find out if there's a good way of getting this value that I want. Okay, that's an issue. See if I can find one from an array. It doesn't look like we can do it that way. Yeah, just fuck it. Let's do an old-fashioned way of doing this, shall we? Old-fashioned maths. I've gotta add a couple if statements here, by the way. That is something that needs to be done. There we go. That's my little error check to ensure that if the array is empty, not to potentially break things. So, simply put, we're doing the mean, or the average value. Which, realistically speaking, most of the time, I assume this is just going to be, like, sub 1. Right? Like, I doubt this is going to go that high of a value. Also, I just realized I didn't tie my hair up with, because my, hair tie. Is it? That is a good question. There it is. Slightly off to the side of where it normally is. Again, this is probably just going to be how a lot of these things are going to be going. So we probably should make a setting thing, man. Shit, knocked the mic again. Oh yeah, also can I just like talk about something that I'm quite happy? But yeah, no, you know, one of the best feelings there is you say a stupid joke, and replying to someone on Twitter, and then they like it, and especially when it's someone that you actually like look up to. So I made a reply to Pirate Software that I thought was very stupid, but it was a joke that I was like, yeah. Yeah, no, he responded, and I'm like, oh. But he liked it. That makes me happy. That really does make me happy. So yeah, that was something that cheered me up a bit this morning. Those sorts of moments. Haven't had a good moment like that in a while because I don't really go on to Twitter and post as much. Well, I'm starting to get better at it again. See how long that lasts. In a sense, I will not deny it's the same with streaming, right? It's like my motivation definitely comes from increases with engagement. Cat, please. No, alright. One of the cats is leaving the lab. You have been abandoned, cat. Okay, so if we want to set enemy thing, that's the last value to set at the moment. So we'll put it in. Make sure we try and keep this in the same order. Grab that copy. Alright, there we go. There's a way we can use this to make a temporary variable for the current live value, so we can compare it versus the old value. And go like, hey, the average is not high enough, so we maybe need to push it up higher. In fact, realistically, we probably round whatever comes out of this when we use it. That would make the most immediate sense to me. Alright, okay. Don't know if this needs to be an array. We'll see. We'll see. Because again, like, there's an argument to be made that it should be one or the other. It gets improved each time. It should be base health or base armor. Okay, so simply put, we should always have I don't know if I wanted the value like this or not. I feel like I should have all three values. So I shouldn't actually have these expected, these compare things here. I think I should just compare all in one function and have all three values so I can work with them intermingled. Then that makes more sense, right? So that means what I'm gonna do, because we did a change at one point, so we might as well change this. Function. Okay, that should be that sorted. And then we need the getter for this. Damn it. Let's see. Player. Score. Expect. yes, function. Okay, you're being annoying. I'm letting the other one sit on my lap. He doesn't get to sit on my lap all that often without you interrupting him. Actually, the same goes for both of you, but you know. So this is incorrect then. It's no longer this. So this needs to become this function, and we get rid of this function. Fix that up fully in a moment. Then the name of this is score calc components. So it's just set. Yeah, cool. That's how I did it before. So it's set player score expect. Remove this as a return value. And then player score expect is going to now be get player score expect. And this would be get that, and then player score there we go. So now we can use all of this as deduction of like deduction based value systems. So this is probably like just overall a better kind of infrastructural setting. So, okay, what are the rules of when we're going to want to buff enemies? When your score has dropped based on the prior comparison, or when your score is below the expected. So if player score expected is greater than player score, or if player score is less, well, we can do it the same way for the thing. Player score hold is greater than player score. Then we know we need to change something. Right? It's because, again, we're wanting to push constant damage going through. Cat, stop. I'm not having you on my lap at the moment. She doesn't know what to do. She like I push her off slightly, she'll go out of the room, she'll come back into the room and then want to jump up again. And she's repeated that like 4 or 5 times now. It's cute but entertaining, but it's also slightly frustrating. Is she coming back into the room to try and nudge me to let her jump up again? Let's see, because I can see her coming back into the room. At the corner of my eye. She's sitting there. I'm waiting for the clawing at my side. God, okay, can I just talk to something? So this is another thing. I saw Iron Mouse complaining about this, and we've had this discussion a few times recently, especially with the whole Elden Ring DLC coming. I love that it's hard and difficult and silly and all that sort of stuff, but I also appreciate that there is a lot of builds that people can play, and they're all pretty feasible in their own right. And I love that. So Mouse played a magic build. And she's like, oh, it's really fun and enjoyable. And she's had enough of people saying that she's cheating or playing it wrong. And I'm like, I agree with this statement purely because I sit there and go, if it was cheating or if it was the wrong way to play the game, it wouldn't be in the game. How dare you use mechanics in the game? You monster. How dare you use a system that they crafted specifically for the game as an option? Like, you've got to be shitting me. So, yeah, no, I do not have any sympathy for the people that are trying to say you're playing the game wrong. It's no, you're not playing the way that I want you to. Now, I will say this openly, there are plenty of games I can't watch other people play because I played them too much and I have high expectations, and when I watch someone play it and they do things wrong, I'm like, ah, and that's fine, right? You know what I do in that circumstance? I turn the video off. I leave. I don't need to watch this. I don't need to waste my time watching this, and I don't need to ruin your day by telling you you're wrong. If you reach out and go, hey, I don't know this mechanic, or I don't know about this, could someone explain it? Yeah, I'll happily explain it. And if I'm on good standing with you, I might berate you a little bit for fun, shit and the giggles. But I just think it's so fucking foul, people. Like, that's one of my biggest, one of the big things I hate, about, like, specifically Elden Ring. Not any of the other From Software games, but specifically Elden Ring, is it did such a good job of creating such a wide way of playing that's actually the biggest accessibility thing they could have ever added to a From Software game. There are so many different ways of playing it that it means that, I mean, I saw yesterday someone had beaten the game that had paralysis by using voice commands. Sure, like, it took them, I think it was like 600 attempts or something to beat one specific boss, but like, looking at some of the top players out there as well, like some of the top streamers, I should say, that aren't very good games, they took even more than that to do it. A dude did it with his voice and did it. Fuck it. Point and Crow used his goldfish. Fine cat, come on. But Point Crow used his goldfish to beat several bosses so far in Elden Ring. And that's an indication that the game is difficult, but it's possible. And again, the point of the game is to, like, you feel rewarded for accomplishment. Don't get me wrong, the harder the battle, the more accomplished you feel, but like, that's like me going in, not having played a From Software game in ages, and never having played Elden Ring. I started up and someone's going, why are you leveling Vitality? And so, it's because I want to have more health. It's like, well, just don't get hit, dumbass. Like, I think the joke I saw about it was like someone going like, yeah, how dare you... Where is it? Where is it? Shoto was the one that responded. I fucking loved his response because it was exactly what I'm thinking with this. Yeah. But Mousy, it's cheating if you're not playing the game only at level 1, no summons, no ashes, no magic, no bleed, and using the most miserable build. How dare you try and have fun with this game? So yeah, I'm going to leave a like on that Shoto comment because that's fucking hysterical to me. That's exactly how I think on it. So, yeah, no, don't harass people for playing a game the way you don't, like, against the way you want them to. Either politely ask, maybe, if that's the atmosphere that they allow for, politely ask if they would play differently or play a different style or suggest a fun build. Otherwise, shut up and leave. If you're not going to contribute anything nice or beneficial to a stream, the streamer's probably not going to care. Well, that's the big thing, right? Is like, I feel so many people misunderstand that shit. Oh, I don't like you, streamer. It's like, well, cool, bye. I mean, how many times on Twitch now have we had someone come through that's like advertising their shit and I'm just like, cool, time out. I'm just not gonna deal with you. I'm not looking to placate someone that thinks that that's what I'm interested in or what I'm willing to accept. Very fascinating to me. Different mentalities out there for that sort of stuff. I'm a little sad, by the way, because I'm just closing it now, the tab. GameMaker does have a way of doing the mean average of things, but it would not be... I would have to do such an awful way of doing it that I would prefer to just do the manual calculation like this, because I think this is actually less resource intensive than trying to use its inbuilt system. It's genuinely, it looks that bad. Okay, so what do I want to work on at the moment? So we probably should work on a better calculation structure than this. I don't know, because like this just means that we're going to buff the enemies, right? If one of these conditions is met, we buff the enemies. And I think that's fine. Oh no, wait. This needs to be the other way around, isn't it? If the hold value is less than the player score, we probably want to buff the enemies. Yeah, because if it's the other way around, it means that you're behind. This means that you're ahead of your previous state. So this means that we're probably going to remove time-based scaling, or we're going to reduce time-based scaling drastically. Right, I think that's probably a valid approach. Like a lot of time-based scaling is going to get gutted from this because we won't need time scaling. We'll have it as a baseline linear, and then we have this as a catch system to better play around with it. So I'm going to probably have to make functions for these to augment health values. So I'm going to hide that because we're not going to work with the waves for now. Oh boy, a bill. I love bills. Alright, I probably don't really care too much about like the whole nerf enemies thing, because nerf enemies is basically just gonna be an inverted function, like baseline of this functionality. The only thing I think there might be here that we might do that's unique is play with the values, right? So like how much the enemy is worth in terms of EXP. Ironically enough, I think we're actually like really far along with this, and until we can actually test this part, I don't think we can do much more with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually work on another system completely. I know. But I do think this is a system that's actually probably a system I should have worked on a long time ago, which is drops. So let's first of all close all current windows. So one issue we currently have, and this is something I want to resolve somehow, is overpopulation of experience. Okay, why do I do it this way? I always question myself sometimes looking at these. So we need a function that's going to be What do you want to call it? Yeah, probably use. So what we need to do is we need to do other XP is in the if enough other EXP is in this area around it. Okay, I think those are the main things I can think of immediately. So there's two aspects of this that we kind of probably want to do. So we probably want to write a condense script of like so I think we write a condensed script and then we write a condensed function, sorry, and then we write how to use that condensed function. So what we're going to pass through is we're going to pass through primary ID and secondary IDs. So so we want let's see, var value equals 0. So this is not going to occur here per se. This is going to just be the values getting added. So let's see. So we get the target ID's value added to this totaling value. Combine it to. So this is going to potentially fix a big lag issue. We want to kind of stress that. But that's the main, I guess, priority with this. So how do I want to approach this? Because this is a system that like can be probably hooked up today pretty easily and comfortably. So then how do I want to delete them? Do I want to just can I delete them just there? I mean, it's not going to remove from their array. It's fine. So that will purge the IDs or delete them. It shouldn't. So again, I don't believe this is going to remove the index, which is fine. We don't care about it being an empty index because we'll never use that again. We just want the values out of there and then them to be destroyed. And then primary ID dot value equals plus equals value. I think that's a valid way of approaching it. And then I'm going to add in a optional thing of change chords equals actually, we're just going to use it as equals 0, because if it equals 0, then it's wrong, because we want it to be an array. There we go. Yep. And then... Are you making a game? Indeed I am. .x. Why? Because games are fun. And I want to make a game. I don't know, like... I'm hoping you're not expecting some profound reasoning. mean, my short question to that then is just why not? That doesn't kill himself. To be fair, I understand that. That's a very... I understand that reasoning. I mean, I love games. I enjoy playing games. I enjoy doing design stuff. It's definitely probably the correct direction for me to go. Especially knowing that even when I was younger and programming was literally how you worked around the computer, I still love playing games and designing stuff in that. As I hear before, I don't recognize the name. Or at least not immediately, so... So this should function the way I want it to. So now we're gonna have to do the checking systems. Got one more question. Go right ahead. If the moral choice in the story is inconsequential for the gameplay, does it mean that it's also inconsequential for the player? Ooh, that's an interesting question, actually. The moral choice in the story is inconsequential for the gameplay. Does it also mean it's... I mean... I would say that's up to the player's decision. Right? Because it could be their decision to take it as a consequential choice. They could take ownership for it. I do think that games that offer you, like, the yes or no questions and then give you the same answer anyway are a bit of a cop-out sometimes. It's okay to give variants, but when you're giving like full-blown different moral choices and they lead to the same outcome or same sort of thing, then it doesn't matter that much. But that's a personal thing, I know. I know some people actually really appreciate being given that choice, even if it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, I probably would answer with that of, is it 100% up to the player? From a game designing perspective, I would say that an inconsequential choice for gameplay is an inconsequential choice for gameplay. If it's an inconsequential choice for story, then it's an inconsequential choice for story. So, in short, like, if I have to say, if I'm playing a game and I've got the choice to shoot a character or not shoot a character, and it doesn't change the outcome of the game in any capacity, but it affects the story specifically only, no gameplay elements change or anything like that, then that has, that's got a consequence to the player because they've made a choice. But if they don't see it that way, then they don't see it that way. So I guess it's more of not like if it's 100% up to the player, it's more if the player is not opting out, then it is consequential. But if they're if they opt into being consequential, then it's consequential. So that you're claiming no responsibility here on the part of the designer. I am saying that I don't agree with making a decision like that normally. Again, I personally don't think you should have those choices in games, because I don't think they're normally nice. I mean, Mass Effect 3 is a good example of, like, it was a great game in a lot of regards. I honestly loved that game, but the ending was so aggravating because it made you feel like all of the events leading up to that were inconsequential. So that, I would argue, was a designer failure, not a player failure, if that makes sense. I think the one complaint I have with that question is there is a lot of nuance to it. It is very situationally the case. Because then I could point at Dishonored, which has a lot of decisions that a lot of them are consequential and a lot of them aren't. But I don't mind that because those flesh out the character in your mind. That's what matters sometimes. Like, you can ask the same question 2 different ways in Mass Effect and it do nothing to the game. Going back to Mass Effect as an example. But you yourself felt like there's a difference. The amount of times like the game would crash, I would have to redo the things and I would change it slightly. You don't make choices in any movies, and they can still affect people profoundly. Yes, that's a good example to that as well. That's why I say like it's the opt-in, opt-out mentality. The viewer needs to opt in for anything to actually be the case. If they watch it and then they're not in tune with it, or they're disengaged or what, then they're probably not going to be affected by it. And you could make an argument that's on them for not being engaged with it, but it also might not be engaging content to specifically that individual. So can you make an uncaring player care? Ooh. That's a hard one. Can I make an uncaring player care? You can attempt to. Whether you succeed or not, no definite, right? My immediate thought is what if I had a really bad day and I'm disengaged? That's not on the game at that point. And regardless of how much it might make me want to care, I might just not care because I'm really not in a good mood. So is that the game's fault for not making the player care? Or sometimes I actively don't want to care, and I feel like being an awful person and playing Baldur's Gate 3 is a murder hobo. Right? Okay, thanks. I hope that it somewhat gave a satisfactory answer. Again, it's a difficult one because in a sense you're asking fairly profound concepts that I don't think have a definitive answer, and I think there's also a lot of subjectivity to the way someone would see that, because again, I will know a lot of players and developers that would sit on different sides of that fence. And that's perfectly fine, but it's an interesting one. I mean, there's an argument that a game should make an effort to make you care about the game. I think that's a valid argument that should probably be used universally. However, that also isn't applicable, a clicker game. Is that applicable to a clicker game? You're probably playing a clicker game because you just want to play a clicker game, not you want to be engaged with it. If it's a story game, then I would definitely say it's there on the designer's side to try and make an effort, right? Like Last of Us, I've never played those games because they don't seem interesting to me. Is that because of me? Is that because of the developers? Probably a little bit of both. Game doesn't look like my cup of tea, so I'm not very engaged to play it. So in a sense, I could make an argument that it's on the designer's fault for not making a game that considers what I want, but also not every game should be made for me. So taking ego away and arrogance and stuff like that, game's not for me, that's fine. Plenty of people seem to engage with it, plenty fine. And I can see why they would, in an objective sense, just not in a subjective sense. So this is the baseline parent, right? Yeah. So one thing I do need to check for here, though, is right, I think that's what it is. Can fly is false. And then I think I toggle the can fly. If can fly is true, then move towards point, yeah. If not, can fly equals, so that makes it, if it's false, do these things. Just as a little safety net. In case I don't check for it before. I'm gonna have to check for it for the primary ID, but not for the secondary IDs. And yes, the change coordinates one, the only reason I've added that in here is under the precedence that I'm like, hey, this is the EXP off screen. I want to condense it, but I also want to move it closer to the player. So I think that's probably a valid way of approaching it. So let's do... So we need to do a function, because we might as well make all of these functions. Drop... Experience. So that's what we've got for the previous function. What should this function be called? So this is the everything that's clustered and everything that's thing. Drop experience, cleanup, I guess. Cleanup's indicative of when it's thing. No, I'll call it cleanup. Oops. So first here we're gonna have, so we're gonna rip all of this quickly. Down here. So it's probably going to be a with XP specifically. How do I want to handle this? Is there a way better than a DS list to detect a mount nearby? I don't think there is there? Don't really want to be writing lots of DS lists though. I mean, technically I'd probably only be writing the one DS list. Yeah, okay. We'll do a DS list. Probably circular collision. So we'll go for this. X, Y, radius of 40. Object, OXP. The input variables for this was. Check is based on precise. Yeah, it's probably best to have it on precise. Should be excluded. List. Ordered. Should be ordered by distance. Not. Probably doesn't matter in this case. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna be back in just a second. Have returned. Get my blanket on again. Lord, it is very cold this morning. Alright, so if the number is greater, drop experience condense, self, lists act like an array, but not quite. This is the worst part of this. So it would be whoops. This, and then I think it's this is how it's written from memory. Again, I don't like working with DS lists, so I don't experience them often. Yeah, so that's how you do indexing. Okay, cool. Gotta double check that. Okay. One of the big priorities is immediately getting rid of the EXP. I swear there's a way of doing this without a DS list though. Isn't it? Wait, let me try and remember. Oh god, yeah, there is a way, but it's absolutely atrocious. No, we're gonna do it though, because it's better than doing a DS list in a sense. Isn't it? No, actually in this case it might not be. Creating a DS list and destroying and then just reusing the list constantly. Gonna do a DS list clear though. At the end. Just to ensure there's nothing carrying over potentially. So we probably want this running... I don't think we want this running every frame, right? Because creating a DS list every frame seems a little excessive. When we probably don't need it most of the time. We're gonna make a way though so we can visually see this. Is it C? Yeah, it's C blue. Cool. This is not how I want to do this long term, but this will work for now. Okay, let's see what happens to the game if we run this. We probably want to play... We need to play someone that's not going to have good experience thing, but good AoE. So... What's a character that's going to have a good time with that? Probably Juniper, because she's really good at not dying, but not picking up experience. Invisible boy's still constantly turning up. I forgot, DOTs are affected by armor. That's annoying. Okay. I'm not seeing any slightly different colored stuff. Experience, so maybe the range is too small? So let's change the range then. Make it super excessive. Him having the additional armor is kind of rough. Oh. It's happening, but I'm not seeing where the new one is. Okay, so they're not recoloring at the moment. But they are, it is working. It's just also funny because the range is too big. That they're kind of like just teleporting around. See, fucking, it works sometimes. It doesn't work all the time. I do not understand why that thing has so many issues like that. Okay, so it should just be called value though. Oh wait, I'm absolutely stupid. That would explain a little bit. Why didn't no one tell me I'm an idiot? Oh wait, plenty of people have. It's like a good chunk of my life. Okay, so this should now change color accordingly. Just get more through this so you can get a bit more of me going. So that does work now. Don't quite like the colors, but we can do plenty about that, right? So we've got that working. So now we reduce this back. Try 50 as a range. See what it looks like. I should probably just make a toggle for God mode at this point, shouldn't I? To just speed up with some of this testing. Enemy haste is good though here. Okay, so we've now got on-screen compression for that stuff. That's pretty cool. I still think this value is a little high, so I'm going to bring it back to 40. We may just not have noticed before because the EXP wouldn't have actually changed in visual. And we're also probably not going to have it as a step event. We might, we'll see. But now that we've done this, now we need to do the off-screen experience. Which this should actually be relatively easy because we should just need to basically create a thing of just saying everything that's not within this space of experience is a target and push to the secondary ID thing, and then we just figure out from there a location we can put it just off screen, because that's kind of what you see with Vampire Survivors and a lot of those other games, is that they will compress it all together and then put it slightly off screen, so you'll have to kind of walk backwards to go see it. So I think that's one of the things we're going to have to utilize. It's something along those sorts of lines. We could probably still do it in here, but I have a feeling that that's not going to work. Actually, we could probably have... So have like an if here. If X is greater than view Y plus camera height or Y is less than global dot view Y. So that means it is outside of camera space, outside of the view of the player. Now, I'm probably going to give this a bit of a buffer. So with width, it'd be the camera. this amount of space? No, more than that. Which does lead to a very interesting thing where we're going to change this to have this value in here, but we're going to change this to being 0.8 instead. Compensation. And we're probably going to just do the same for the thing here. Actually, no, isn't it 0.2 that we want? It's asking for 20%. This is plus 20%, this is 20%. Array. Okay, and then I mean, with this, it doesn't really matter which experience we use, right? It's the position that matters. Okay. For now, I'm going to probably just set its location a bit more strictly. So, just going to give it pry ID equals outside array value 0. Array. Zero, 1. That's not a 0, that's an O. And drops condense. Pry ID. Outside array. And coordinates will be, needs to be an array. For now, we're just going to make it the top left. Now, also we have to have a if statement here just to ensure safety requirements of if array length outside array is greater than, let's say 10, then do this. Sounds correct. So again, remember with Game Maker, the rules are that with a room, if we go in here, this is 0, 0. This is going up is negative Y. Going left is negative X. So what we're doing is we're checking, is X greater than this position plus this width plus the little bit of extra? Or is it less than the this position plus that little bit extra buffer? And we're doing the same with the Y coordinates where we're asking, is it greater than this position plus the height and then the buffer? That's what this is intended to do. So this is why I say, like, I could have done something like this for this instead of the DS list. However, the problem with this is that for this one, I'm checking it individually. Hey, are you in this? What I would need to do is need to for loop through every other object to check if it's in that space. That's what this kind of does. So unless I wrote something like this, for arrays, it's just probably not worth it. And that's the problem. And one thing I dislike about this, and this is something that I will openly refer to a lot, is, to my understanding, I cannot, so what this is doing is something that C++ does a lot, which is passing through a pointer reference, in a sense. So I'm passing through a reference of the DS list to fill the DS list in this function. And therefore it means I can get the return of how the number here and get this. I wish I could be able to do this with more things. I'm not confident that Game Maker has a thing for that, but this is what pointers allow for. Is I can point at something and go, okay, get the information from that location, and you can augment the information at that location as well without having to reconstruct it and re-reference it. It is just taking the information at that location in memory. At that reference point. That's what a pointer is. It's the pointer to where the information is in memory. Which is why it's so valuable. Oh god, I started reading another manhwa last night because I needed a break from the manga I'm reading. And holy shit, man. Most Korean manhwa are like the exact same fucking thing. Where they saw solo leveling and were like, we can do that. And the thing is, solo leveling's not even that good. It's fun, but it's not good. And it takes only a little bit of effort to be better than it. Holy shit, most of these don't even bother. So, yeah, no. Fucking stupid. Alright. Okay. But yeah, so I don't see how this won't work the way I want it to. The only problem with this is just we need to change this coordinate thing. We can test this very quickly though. One thing I'm going to do, if you just give me a second. Is that enemy unit? No, it's just enemy parent. Yeah, so it's true. Okay. So we're gonna go to the controller and we're gonna use my mouse click for doing the drop stuff. Actually, I need to be careful. So drops. I need to pass through at least as optionals. Okay, there we go. Get that. And then underscore y equals 0. If it doesn't equal that, say, then x equals underscore chords 0. This will be y. Else underscore x equals x underscore y equals y. Then all I need to do is I need to safety check these. Because we got to just have a safety check. I'm all doing well. Should play. Oh, no, all good. All good, Max. Worry not. I have been working on yet another, like, overhauled system. So, it is how it is. Okay, that should fix that. Just doing some touch outs and the like. All good. Okay, so drops. We're just going to have value there. And we're going to have chords be... mouse X and mouse Y. I'm going to be lazy. So now we can force spawn a bunch of the experience and see if it will spawn when off screen in the top. So we need that, go aways, and then it's not enough. Okay. Ah, there it is. And there's that experience. Yeah, that's getting nudged. We just keep going this way. We're gonna see it probably again. Oh, that's a good point. I should probably be checking for value, not amount. Right? In a sense. Because, like... should I? Nah. This is your punishment. And this is how you know how to abuse the system. You find out this number. Technically, it's actually 9 that this should be, so it's 10 onwards. But I could also just write 10 and then greater than or equal to. So now we just need to change the system of the chords. So, okay, this is where we get to the question of, do we want it random? Or do we want it, Yeah. Do we? That's the short of it. Do we want it random or do we want it not random? Oh, sorry, not do we? Where's paint? Paint's gonna be the best way to describe what I'm fucking talking about. So there is two options we have. So this is the screen for option A, this is option B. So we have the player in the center. When the EXP is done, do we have it random? So it could turn up here, 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 wherever, right? Anywhere on the edge of the screen. Or do we take the Vampire Survivors approach and it finds out what direction we're moving or facing and it will put it behind us? One's a lot more reliable and it requires a lot less confusion. So you can consistently push your experience and then just go, okay, I know where it's going to be. So if I ran to the right, top right here, and I kept running for ages, then I could go backwards a little bit and I'll be able to find it directly behind me. Also, while I'm at it, I'm just going to do something very quickly for sanity's sake. There we go. I think the correct answer is to do the behind the player, but how do I want to figure that out? Hmm. Okay. Like, I can get direction probably relatively easy, right? Because it's just negative the thing. The XY point to the end, that's the problem. Draws a rectangle from the instance position to the border of the view. How do I calculate the distance? I know it must be as simple as you can. God, trying to read, speed read, so I'm not being too boring. I want distance to view border. That's what I want. Here we go. Thank this one random person that's given me the calculation I believe that I need. Cool. Think. Let's see. Target position. Position of center of view. Both edges are going to be intersected, of course. One is actually going to intersect. My brain is full. Okay, wait. Don't think it's quite what I want. It's close. Maybe. Again, I technically have direction, I believe. It's all I have that I can calculate. this gives me the X coordinates if I have the length and the direction. Your software loading external files. Noise, Roger. Very noise. Like, I think I need distance to point, but I need to know what the point is. Fell into a hole that wasn't your own and got stuck? Yeah, I understand that. Like, okay, this is the difficulty. How do I figure out... How do I figure out here? Like this exact spot here. Based on... the directional stuff we have. Because all we have is the global movement modifier. I want to stress that there is a really easy answer that I could take, but it would not fix my problem, really. Not the way I want to. Because we do have something in the game that gives a directional thing that I could utilize. And it's like an inverse of it very easily, which is the pointer, right? The pointer doesn't go in the direction the player is. The pointer is going in the direction either the mouse is or the targeting is. It's the target indicator. We don't want to have it based on targeting. We want to have it based on direction movement, right? What if the player's not moving? So probably we should just have it off the fucking targeting thing? Okay. Oh, again, so we still have an angle, but we don't have a distance to point. Like a way of figuring out when we collide with the edge of the screen. Because that's what we want to find out. We want to find out when this line would hit here, specifically, when this line would hit here, specifically, when this line would hit, again, here, specifically. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for those coordinates. How do I find those coordinates? Yeah, how do I find a length? The length and the points. Because there's this calculation here that we can utilize, theoretically. Alright, these are the target positions, these are the positions of the center of screen. Stuff like that, and then this is the location where we want to draw, that, like, this would be our edge. But, like, how do I get this targeting? Unless... Okay, let's start setting this up. What is the utmost length something could be? The highest length a thing can be is the corners. So 1. Is it 1.2 or is it 1.7 distance of width, of half width? Half width is the, yeah. So I need var target x will equal length direction x. Length would be camera global dot camera width divided by 2 and then times by 1.7. So mathematically that would be half then. So I could times this by 0.8 and it'll be fine. And then the direction is what is it called again? It's like directional arrow? Yeah, O directional arrow dot I need to look at a weapon. Yes, and it'll be in here. We're looking for... This will have it. Image angle. Angle plus 180. And then Uh, global dot camera width divided by 2. Camera height. Y. I think it's this that I need. Okay, let's try this out. Frankly, that was way more silly to try and fucking design than I wanted it to be, but that's how it is, right? So, what this should mean is this should be on the edge of the screen. In the direction opposite from what we're aiming at. If I just keep running this direction, keep kind of waving around like this, we should see an EXP behind us. I got our other math wrong. Okay, let me set up a god mode because I feel like I need one at the moment for this testing. That should give me God mode. We will see. Whoops. It did not give me God mode. Seems a little off, but it's about right. Sure. Okay, this not working surprises me. I'll do something about that later. I'll actually like input an actual God mode system in case I need to do testing that requires not caring about taking damage. I'm guessing maybe this value is off. Okay. Okay, sorry, got distracted again by something. Okay. I hate looking over my second monitor sometimes and just like seeing something that I need to respond to or whatever. So many things I need to respond to after stream. Alright, so theoretically this should be what we want for the experience system. Theoretically. This should be most of the cleanup we want. I might need to tweak some more numbers as we go. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, this should fix a lot of the issues. And give us a lot more room to work with. Also, we were seeing that the colors looked absolutely atrocious for the new stuff that I just quickly threw together. So let's change this to a different color. Lime's definitely the correct one. Blue looks bad. I don't want to do yellows because that's going to look like coins. Like, we kind of want to stick with like lighter variant colors, right? See how that looks. And then we'll do this as like maroon. I don't know, we'll play around with these. We can obviously use hexadecimal in these cases, I believe. So if we wanted to actually just go look for the values ourselves, it's more than doable. No, I think that looks nice. For now, we'll leave it at that. Nice, vibrant enough. So yeah, what I basically did, by the way, this is the lazy man's approach. I say lazy man, this is what I probably should have done from the beginning. By making it white, it means that I can change the color here. Well, not just here, but I probably should also have this on the create event, so it doesn't look so jank when it spawns in. But by doing this, it means that I can just change the color of it really, really safely without worrying. That's why, like I'm saying, I can now use this the SPXP as the coin drop if I just turn it yellow. I don't know if I will, but like that's the example now that I could offer, where it's like it's a completely different situation now with how we can approach the colors on it. Since it was locked color before because the baseline was the color. Now it's no longer that. Now it's modifying a basic. So it looks a little bit nicer and more flexible. Let's quickly disable that fucking press creates experience now that we've done our testing. I love how this all stemmed from me like going, I should probably fix that old system, shouldn't I? It looks nice though. I like it a lot more. The red, I'm still not happy with. We probably want a much more vibrant red. Right? That's gonna be just like that whole... That's the whole thing itself. Oh, God. Alright. Okay. Sorry, again, getting distracted by some of the systems in the back. Yeah, there's a couple of things I've also been noticing. So one of the things we talked about yesterday, it was when we were like doing one of the long runs, was an issue with the healing. So we probably should have this here also attached to any healing that might be done. I would assume it'd be under player scripts. There we go. So I want to do a long run, and I want to play with probably like mouse or something like that, to see how the game's performance has changed by changing the EXP. Still need to do something about this dude. So again, Iron Mouse is going to be one of those sort of characters where, like, unless we manage to get to the point where we can get like a few levels or her EX go off, we're going to be weak as hell. So now we actually know which ones we want to go after as well, of these more valuable XPs. It's 5. There we go. Again, we're gonna try and go with OP ones specifically. Gun poem is massive. Yeah, we need another EX burst to really cement ourselves. Still stuff coming off from the sides. Damn. Performance was feeling a lot better there though. Alright, quick start should help. Get an enormous feather. Something's going with an enormous feather that I need to fix. Yeah, overall performance is feeling significantly better, right? With the experience being, like, actually cleaned up properly. We don't get the damage reduction yet. It's much later in the level, right? I think. I know it gives armor as you get lower health, but I don't think that's something you get until, like, I think I might have it now? I think I've got rank 3 of it now? Yeah, I feel like I've got better damage reduction right now than I did before. Doesn't mean I can just freely tank stuff though. Okay. Probably gonna die here again. Just because I didn't get the Gimjaw or Demonic Blood. Okay, but the game is feeling better. Wow, I'm actually surprised at how like small of a change that was and how much it improved a lot of the systems and functionality of the game. And just the general game feel feels way better now. Again, that's something that like I talk about a lot and even I forget sometimes, is just how simple things can drastically augment the player's perception and the player's experience. Do not underestimate these things. They're very, very valuable. Okay, So something, there's a couple of things I want to quickly check. It would be under items, equipment. It would be under the holocure. Okay, so player stats area is being increased here. However, then we come back to the weapons equipment. Specifically you. When creating it is the case, don't change it post creation. Right? No, I do, but it doesn't seem to be changing. So why is this getting like a weird double dipping of its area? Is the area just too high to begin with? I might need to look into that. Because it feels like some weapons just don't scale with the area correctly. And like with the feathers, they seem to scale ginormously all of a sudden. Without really any precedence. So I might need to do some debug digging for that. See. But you know what? I'm probably going to call it here for today. Just because I don't think there's anything urgently that I want to work on. And I am feeling a little bit tired again. And I do want to get some more stuff worked on other things than this. So, I think we've done a lot today. is why I'm also kind of considering the whole, we should see how it goes. Unless anyone has anything that they want to see or suggestions. I feel that we've done a massive amount of work towards EXP improvement here, and we've continued our work with the manager, but the manager again is going to require like the tedium reworking, which is what I'm probably going to do coming up. But I want to work on the art stuff, and I don't want to do that on stream. And I kind of want to take a break, I'll be honest. I'm starting to feel a little hungry, so I kind of want to have lunch. It's almost lunchtime. So, with that being the case, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You're awesome. Stay awesome. And I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye-bye.